Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to a brand new edition of Adishopela, the official Afrobeats podcast, live at the Fresh Off the Boat podcast studios in South London. This is where we're breaking down the hottest topics in the culture, where I'm joined by a special guest to have an intimate conversation with me. As always, we need you to click the like, subscription button on any platform you're listening to, YouTube, Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, whatever it is. We need the numbers going up. The bigger our platforms get, the better we're in position to support our own people without waiting for others to do so. As always, this is brought to you by the Energy God Energy Drink. Drink and be yourself. Stay energized. This is for us, by us. Go to theenergygod.com and place your orders. We appreciate the support as always. Joining me in the studios for the very first time ever, this is a special guest out of Africa. West Side to be exact, representing the Gold Coast, a black star in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my sister, Sister Debbie.
Thank you. Finally. I'm so happy to be here.
Listen, I'm so happy to finally have this conversation. I've been a big fan of yours for years. Wow. I've supported you for years.
You have.
I think not only are you an incredible creative, a fantastic musician, just a personality that's necessary within our culture. You never hold back.
Oh, my gosh.
But how are you doing? You look amazing. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you. Things are good. The show that we just had, medical show in Go-To went well. That's the reason why I'm here. And this is one of my highlights, my interview with you, because it's been almost 10 years.
I swear.
I come to London, but I'm not really prepared, or I don't have a song.
You don't have the time. You don't
something. I don't know, but I'm just so happy.
But I've always been of the mindset that whenever we go into cities where we have platforms, homes like this, the Afrobeats podcast, Pressure Off the Boat podcast, and all these platforms, radio and stuff like that, it's always necessary to touch base, regardless whether you have something you're selling or not. Okay. And I use examples like the Breakfast Club. Like whenever a Kevin Hart, for example, is in New York, whether he's got something big or not, let me just go and pass through and have a conversation. There's something going on that probably needs your voice, or you have to engage us about. So let's make that a habit that when you come into town, you could just give us a phone call. Maybe we can discuss different topics that doesn't necessarily have to specifically be about your own project, but ultimately you get the benefit of that too. Now, you spoke about the fact that you came into town to come and support Medical at his sold-out Indigo 2 show.
Yes.
Now, well, since you started with that conversation, I'm going to go there with you. I'm going to go there with you.
Okay.
This is your ex-boyfriend, who the world knew you guys had a massive romance for like 3 years, public relationship, the pictures. Instagram was litty. The relationship everybody went their separate ways. He's moved on, gone into a marriage, this, that, and the third. Probably a couple of weeks later, a couple of weeks ago, he announced that he just separated from his marriage. Now he's got a big show in London. He's got a special guest. And boom, he brings his ex-girlfriend on stage. How did that phone call happen?
Well, you see, the thing is, we are both artists, and we have quite a number of songs together. Let's say like 4 songs.
Yeah.
We have Too Risky, which we can say is like his major commercial hit, Too Risky, from 2016. Then we have Sampa Nana together. We have another one on his album, his very first album. And then last year, we dropped a surprise as well. That was Code and Trophies. That's pure hip-hop rap, right? So what I'm trying to say is that apart from the fact that he's my sweet ex, he's still always been my friend. Like, I never held a grudge. I'm just, like, when it happened, of course, I was hurt. I felt betrayed by my friend, but I accepted it. Yeah, I got advice from someone that you just have to accept it. And that was the best advice I got ever. And you see, the reason why I could still be his friend is because we were actually really, really cool
Good friends.
and didn't have any issues.
Yep.
Yeah, so, I mean, someone commented recently that, what were you and MDK doing in the bed? What did you guys used to do in the bedroom? And I didn't respond, but what came to my mind was, we used to do rap battles and write songs.
And that's what you used to do a lot?
We used to do, like, when someone starts with a letter.
Yep.
And then the other person continues.
Yep.
And you say something, hey, this one, you are lying. So we used to do such things. So the friendship has always been there. But of course, he got married and stuff. So you have to keep your distance. You have to respect that kind of vibe. And we've just still been friends. So that's how come.
And was it the one that reached out and said, look, this would be great for the show? So
he mentioned to me early this year that, he'll be doing a show there. And just in passing, I was like, hey, then if I do Too Risky, I was just joking about it. And then he was like, yeah. Actually, we for do that one. That's how it came out.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like, hey, Charlie, then we for do this one. I for come. That kind of vibe. But later, he was very serious. At a point, when the whole ruckus was going on online, I wasn't really happy about that. So I was a bit skeptical. But then, the team spoke to me and were like, oh, you should come. I'm like, are you sure? Okay. Yeah, so I was very happy to support.
Talk to me about your experience coming out at that show. What did it feel like for you? How did you take in that moment and what was it like for you?
It was quite magical because even the production team, aside Angie and maybe one more person, nobody knew.
I saw you covered in a room. They kept you in a room by yourself.
Yeah. Even when I heard people entering, I was still stiff because I was like, which one am I looking for? Yeah, so it was magical, and then I knew it was going to be a massive, reaction, massive reaction from the crowd. And that's what happened. So I went on stage. I started, singing backstage. So when I went on stage, when I looked at the footage later, I saw people were like, They were not sure till, like, I actually walked there and turned around. People were not sure, but then everyone was really excited.
Yeah.
And in the past, when we performed it together, I was always kind of a surprise because I wouldn't start from the beginning. I would always come on later when he was billed for a show.
Yep.
So I'm used to that, but it's been so many years. It's been so long since we performed on a stage together. So it was really awesome. Yeah.
Now let me talk a little bit about you. A lot of people just see you nowadays, of course, because of social media, pictures, videos, they hear you having a strong voice, this, that, and the third. But your own history within the entertainment industry goes a little bit deeper. First of all, you're raised in a family where art and entertainment was around you. Yes. And then you went to study for that at university, masters. Talk to, as briefly as you can, just talk about your beginnings, your journey within the industry.
Background.
Just a little background.
Okay, so born in Accra, Ghana. Yes. Should I mention the hospital?
Of course. Why not? Let some people know that.
It's where there are lots of bats. 37 military hospital.
Wow.
Yeah, 84. So born to a Romanian mother, an Ashanti father. When I was three, my parents separated. So my mom left my father with her 3 children. So One Love, Francis, and myself.
One Love Kubala, a great in the music business. Just go and check the fucking boys and then come talk to me. You can carry on.
Yeah, so grew up with a single mom. Did all most of my schooling in Ghana, so primary school, secondary school.
So your mom remained in Ghana?
Yeah, she remained in Ghana.
Wow.
She remained in Ghana. And when people ask her, oh, why did you remain in Ghana or how come? She's like, I wanted the children to know their father. I went to a boarding school, Methodist boarding school, Wesley Girls High School. We call it the high school.
Yep.
And sometimes I say the school was kind of like Alcatraz. Very strict, very strict. And there I studied. I was a science student.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do science. I've always loved arts, but my father was like, it will give you a good foundation. And I'm happy that I actually did science.
Yeah.
But while I was there, I founded the arts club.
Wow.
I loved entertainment so much since I was little. But entertainment or being an entertainer was never something that you could picture or say that's what I was going to do as a career in a traditional African home.
Yep.
Even to my Romanian mother, who is very traditional, right? Traditional in the sense that
go to school.
Like that was like risk taking.
Yep.
She's a 9-to-5 secure job kind of person, right? So, but since I was little, I would take part in like shows, like dancing, like so much Kid Affairs, Fun World. I always wanted to do that after school. Hungry from school, tired, I would go to do run model catwalk training, stuff like that. I used to be part of dance groups as a kid. So all that was a hobby. So they always just saw it as a hobby. And I even just saw it as a hobby. And at a point, I took some music classes and stuff, but there was never an aim or objective that I was going to be an entertainer or a musician. Like, hell no. You're either going to be a marine biologist or the closest to art that I was allowed to choose was to be a fashion designer. So after high school, I went to Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, KNUST in Kumasi.
Yep.
And there I studied publishing. Publishing is under the Department of Arts. But then again, I couldn't do purely arts because my background was science.
Yep.
So the only course I could do was publishing. And there I did like graphic design, print production and illustration, that kind of stuff. But we learned the whole publishing business, like copyright. We did some basics in economics and law and some accounting. I used to fall asleep in the accounting class. And then my friend, we used to use the Motorola phone those days.
Flip phone.
With that Motorola, the frog sound. So whilst I'm asleep, he will Bluetooth me my picture of me sleeping. So school was fun. That was 4 years. And then 2007, when I finished KNUST, in 2007, Romania and Bulgaria had joined the EU.
Yep.
So I was like, hey, this one, I have to go to Romania and do my passport because me, I want to make money. I want to go to London and hustle.
Yeah.
So I did that. Like I went to Romania, I went to join the queues. You have to take your mother's whatever certificate
just to prove your citizenship.
Go and join queue. They'll be looking at you because you are different. Already my town too, there's not a lot of colored people, black people.
Wow.
They'll be staring at you, funny and whatever. So I got my passport that summer. After summer, September, I came to the UK. I said I'm coming to work. So I was living with my uncle. Now my uncle too, academic, Pan-Africanist. He said, no, you must do masters.
Do masters.
Because you've done this. You can't just let it. So my poor mom, she had to take a loan.
Wow.
And pay, and I thought, with the European passport, I would
be paying home fees. You're an international student.
Because, okay, so they said you had to have lived here for like 3 to 5 years before. So my poor mom had to take a huge loan. And then, so I did publishing studies at the London College of Communication, Elephant and Castle.
Wow.
So I was still partly in Ghana. No shade, but shade. And I made friends with my 2 best friends in my course. Actually, they did magazine publishing. I did book publishing. One was from the Caribbean. We clicked. The other one was from China. We clicked. The 3 of us, all minorities, best friends. And then my best friend from the Caribbean, she was also called Vanessa. I mean, my middle name is Vanessa. Yeah. She would tell people she'd be like, let's skip class. Let's go and drink coffee or buy ice cream. And I'm like, hey, please, the school fees that my mother has paid. That was I used to tell them. And she always laughs about it. I'm like, please, they paid plenty school fees. Yours was less. I'm going to class. So that was that. And then while I was in the UK, I was still doing like 1 or 2 video vixen stuff. My hobby was still going on.
Yep.
Or like a friend from Ghana who's like a upcoming fashion designer.
They want to take some pictures, model.
So I was modeling, blah, blah, blah. But that one, you're not really getting paid.
Yeah, right? We're just doing it to support her.
And then whilst I was here, I applied so many times to like be a model, but they never chose me for anything. I think that time, they look, you had to have that bone structure, that height.
You haven't eaten for about 2 months type of look.
Which I don't have. So, so when I finished my master's, dissertation, thesis, whatever, now getting a job was difficult. And my white professor, my white lecturer, one of them, she said to me, she was like, Deborah, she told me straight on. She said, listen, for you to get a job first, they are going to give the British people.
Straight.
White woman, but she told me straight up, they're going to give the British people first. Then, like, the competition is high. We have the Asians, the smart Indians, the Japanese, the Chinese, right? She was like, before it gets to you, you'll be
You'll
tired.
be old and grey.
You'll be tired. So I listened to her, but during that time I used to do odd jobs.
Yes.
So like at my university, I used to work part-time there. It got to a point where I was once working at Financial Times UK as a junior graphic designer, and at the same time as a second hand of plenty things in the university.
Facts.
So doing some small graphic design. So I was a junior of that, doing like assisting with creative writing, which was very difficult for me because the writing, the humor, everything here is totally different.
It's different. English humor is different.
Yeah, it was difficult, the creative writing here. And then also part-time, I don't know what that role was, but I was the person in charge of the food when we are doing school parties, like the sandwiches and things. Because me organize, and I'll be counting, checking. But most of the time, I'll make sure everybody has enough. Yeah. So, and I was also helping with like new students, showing them around.
Yeah.
So I was doing a lot of odd jobs. Sometimes break time from Financial Times, I'll take the bus because it was the same
kind of area.
Take the bus, come here, work, go back. Then it got to, that was a huge recession time in London, right?
Yes, 2008. Boom.
No, it's good I'm even saying my London experience because we're in London now.
Yes, you are.
So when the recession hit, Financial Times UK, they laid me off. And that time, 2008, my salary to me was plenty because I was an intern. So it was £700. Ask me what I did.
That's a lot of money.
At that time, ask me what I did.
What?
So I was getting to Christmas and I was alone, lonely. And my friend said she's going back home, Caribbean. I should come. I used all the money.
Go to Jamaica.
No, not Jamaica.
Where?
Guadeloupe, French Caribbean. I went there. I said, when I come back, God will provide. Vim went with the last man because I can't stay in London. The money will still finish and you'll be depressed. At least let me go. So I was there for 3 weeks. By the time I left, I was speaking Creole, broken French.
Wow.
So they said, I was speaking broken French. So they said, you know Creole? How come you know Creole? And I said, no, nah.
It's broken English. Oh.
But I was actually communicating with her cousins. And the thing was, it was a beautiful experience. Like
exposure.
Yeah, like the law there kind of works. And at the same time, it's like you're in Ghana. But the law is
it's
working.
like back home.
It was fun. She has a beautiful family. Her mom, very friendly, kind. The food was too much. I came back actually slimmer because the food was too much. When I see the food, then I'm full. Early morning, they've sliced plenty pork, champagne. I said, what is this? No, I couldn't. But it was a lovely experience. And I came back to London, and I think after a month or so, I got, work again. But it got to a point, 2010, I was doing another odd job. I used to work in Bromley at the Boots.
Yep.
I was at the perfume section. And one night when I was going home, it took me almost 3 hours. I still didn't reach home. I had to stop in, is it Norwood or Norbury?
Yeah, Norwood.
Norwood at a Ghanaian friend's house to continue the journey the next day because it was a serious snowstorm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
At one point, my boot, one leg was sliding. I fell. I said, no, what am I doing here?
Once it's snow in England, everything stops.
I asked myself, but who forced me?
Let's go back home.
Let me go back. What am I doing here? No. Because when am I going to become copy editor, before publisher? They said you make tea before you reach that side. So I said, no, I'm going. I was on the last Ghana Airways flight.
Wow.
January 10th, I remember. I don't know if it's January 10th, but 2010 January, I left. And then my uncle there, he was like, oh, no, don't go. You have to try. And this, I said, please. So I was like, hey, Ghana, cry if I'm hungry. I can go to someone's house for jollof. This place there, no. I was on the last flight. Even that, because of the snowstorm, they put us at some hotel. I don't know if it was Gatwick. We had to sleep over one night. Since then, that was it. I went to Ghana, continued doing my hobbies, video vixen. They started calling me for TV commercials, TV presenting jobs. Then my brother was like, why don't you try music? Let's do this song. So that is how come I'm here today as an entertainer. Yes.
That's like a journey that a lot of people don't know
at all.
And especially the new kids that are just on Instagram, TikTok, they only see pictures, they hear news headlines, and they don't afford people the type of respect that they should because of the grind and the hard work that you've put in to come this far. I mentioned your brother, you know, who is an icon in this music business. Is one of those that I always remember going to one of his shows in London like years ago on my birthday. On my birthday, that's where I went to celebrate. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to watch the fucking boys. I'm going to party with my brother. And every time they come into London, I'm always trying to go and see them. Different style of music, rap heads, you know, very strong with the cultural background, is a proud African Ghanaian man.
Yes.
You talked about your mom making sure that you were connected to your dad and staying in touch with the culture. How was it being biracial growing up in Ghana?
Well, being biracial, you get picked on. That's how, you know, you said me, I don't hold my mouth. I'm trying to hold my mouth. I'm trying to hold my mouth. But I would remember going to like, ever since I was like 3, 4, we would go to like kiosk roadside and there would be women like fully bleached who would treat us so bad.
Wow.
Yeah, they would treat us so bad. But at the same time too, there's favoritism because of the color. So
there are benefits to it too.
Yes, there's benefits to it too. But there's also the teasing. In Ghana, when you are light skinned or fair or white, they'll call you Obroni.
And what's that?
Obroni. One Love says that the actual meaning is traitor.
Wow.
Yeah. But of course, that's the real, where it came from.
The origins of the word.
The origin, that's what he says, that it's traitor. But we use it to refer to like a light-skinned person or a fair-colored person or a foreigner, like Obroni.
Yeah.
They'll call you that. And as a kid, you wouldn't like that. You don't want to feel like you're standing out. You don't want to feel, you don't want to feel that way. You don't want to be reminded that, oh, your color is different or something. So that was a bit of, it was some way. And, but at the same time, it was recently that I asked myself, I always ask myself a lot of questions. When I was from primary school all the way to junior high school, I was always the teacher's pet. And back then, I liked it because I like working and I like helping out. I like solving things. That's me. But at the same time, I felt a bit uncomfortable. I was like, is it because I'm different? Is it because of my skin color? But as I've grown, I've realized that no, I'm reliable. I'm reliable.
Facts.
And resourceful.
Facts.
So the teachers in primary and elementary, they would always send me to go and get the new chalk, the new duster, go and change the
responsible. Duster. Every teacher likes a responsible
but
student.
I was thinking, is it because, why am I the teacher's pet? Why do they like me? Is it because of my color? I wasn't really comfortable. But when your teacher sends you have to go. Do you understand? You go. And I also like going because you don't have to sit in class. You get to walk out. So even in class 6, my math teacher, who was very strict, Mr. Anane, he always had fruits for lunch, his lunch. He would give me the whole bunch of bananas and I don't know what other fruits, and I have to go to the school tap. Every time to go and wash. He washes it before he eats it too. So recently, when I'm eating banana and it's like sticky and there's dirt, I'm like, that's why Mr. Anane used to wash the banana. So
things from childhood that make sense now.
Yeah. Even now, of course, even before the fact that I'm Sister Deborah, I'm an artist, of course, I feel the favoritism because I'm light-skinned. I know.
That's very commendable to understand your privilege.
Yeah.
As well as, some of maybe the unfair criticisms that you probably have.
Yeah.
But let's take that and flip that around a little bit. Since you started music, you've had popular songs. You've had hit records. You had Uncle Obama. That
Ghana
was
Jollof.
Ghana Jollof. Uncle Obama. Yeah, Ghana Jollof is yummy. Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
You just said it's yummy.
It's yummy.
Yeah, right. Came too far. Too late.
You had records that transcending the world at the time when Uncle Obama was trending. You know, it was on international platforms. You came, you performed at Mr. Easy's show at the Roundhouse.
Yes.
So that was the Roundhouse.
The Afrobeats. Oh, okay.
That
wow,
was
I even forgot.
Exactly. Yeah. You performed there.
And I performed Uncle Obama at Glastonbury in 2013. But on a smaller stage, Greenfields.
I'm gonna need a file. Listen, let's talk. Glastonbury, we only have a couple Africans who have stepped on that stage. And we're talking the likes of Fela Kuti, Seun Kuti, we're talking Wizkid, Burna, but you know, we're talking big fishes, you know. So even though you had an opportunity to perform because you had a trending song, but that's still a very credible musical platform, shows
I should just say Glastonbury. I shouldn't add small stage.
You don't need to tell anybody if it's a small stage. If I performed in the bathroom at Glastonbury, I performed at Glastonbury. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But
so the FOKN boys, were invited.
Exactly. And then credible musicians.
They went to an interview in to a radio station that wasn't even popular, somewhere in Kent. And they said, they will go to every interview.
Yes.
And when they got there, they said, we see you know Sister Deborah from Ghana. They didn't know we're related.
It was family.
Yeah, they said they saw me in the video. Oh, can you get her on the show? Would like to also book her. So they were connected to an organization called Greenfield. Yes. So they had a stage. It was a Greenfield stage.
Yep.
And they have to do with sustainability.
Yes.
Because most of our music has to do with sustainability and stuff like that. So we had the Greenfield, and I think the Rolling Stones headlined that year. 2013.
Come on, man. So you gotta talk your talk. You know what I mean? This is no easy business.
And I did live band.
And you did live band.
Because One Love said, if you are doing music, you have to be doing live so that...
Straight up.
Yeah, and even when I'm recording, he doesn't allow any off-key, any mistakes, because we don't do a lot of auto-tuning.
You're going to take it back.
Unless auto-tuning is trending, then we do that. But so I can do one thing, 100 takes.
But that's it. So this is the credible part of your music career that a lot of people don't get to hear about or speak about. Yeah. Like I said, you've had hit records. You've had, you've been on incredible stages. You performed at places like Glastonbury, the Roundhouse, alongside the likes of, Mr. Easy. The list goes on. Supporting Rolling Stone. That's what you're going to say. I beg. That's what you're going to say. But it feels somehow... I don't know if it's me, because I've been on radio, I played your music for years. But there's also a sense that you don't get the credit, maybe in Ghana, as a musician, that you probably should. Is that energy right?
It's right. It's true. So, because my music style is different, and I don't necessarily follow a trend. I mean, last year I dropped a song called Ama Piano with an Ama Piano beat. But I was in the mood for that. Yes. But if I'm not in the mood and I hear a beat that I like, I don't mind taking that risk, So I feel it's because of the kind of topics, because there's always more to what I'm saying. And people don't really want to think.
They don't want to hear.
They just want to enjoy the music, which is also fine. So that's how come I add the satire and the humor to it. Yes. So yes, they don't really take me serious as a musician.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when you look at it also, I've actually been consistent with my style.
Facts.
So with the songs as you said, Uncle Obama, there's Ghana Jollof, there's Bola. Bola in Ghana means trash or dustbin.
Yeah.
And it was a breakup song. That's not English. I have Kakalika Love, which means cockroach love. So there's been consistency.
Yep.
And my latest is Ama Piano. The one before that was also a love song called Odolastic. Odo, we all know is love.
Yep.
And it's a term that our parents and grandparents used to use. Odolastic is like the love, it did like elastic. Yep. The fish stretch, come back. So I have these funny titles, and because of the humor aspect, they think, I'm just taking the
just
Mickey.
Joking. You're just taking a Mickey. You're just taking a Mickey. But there's something you don't take the Mickey about. You're very vocal about your beliefs. Recycling. You're very strong about recycling.
Not littering.
You're talking about not us being careful with our clothes, not just buying new clothes every time. You want us to reuse that.
Yes,
you were very strong with the LGBTQ topics as well.
Yes.
How has that been, particularly in Ghana, for you? Having a voice and speaking on topics that the majority might not really be happy about.
Yeah. So, I said this recently. Sometimes you might sit down and think that, or am I the wrong one? But no. You have to look at what you are fighting for. And I always tell people, are you fighting for love or are you fighting for hate? And I always say, I'm fighting for love. No matter what, I'm preaching love and equality.
Facts.
I don't feel I'm better than somebody. I don't feel we as a people should be divided. And you said, like, as you were asking, how do I handle it? It's difficult, but at the end of the day, as I said, I have the vim because I believe in what I'm saying. And even if there wants to be any doubt in my head, I'm like, I'm fighting for love. You are fighting to criminalize people for just being who they are, right? Not harming, not hurting, not injuring anybody. It's not fair. It's the same way, as blacks are also
persecuted.
That's how I feel it, because it's not your fault that you are black. It's not your fault that you are Asian. It's not your fault that you are born with albinism. There's still parts of Africa that people with albinism, their limbs are being cut off.
Yes.
And, we are saying, they are witches and they are wizards. Nah, that's how they were born. So it's a matter of education. But, it's not easy. I don't know how we're going to make us Africans love ourselves and believe in ourselves.
Do you feel sometimes like unsafe when you're addressing these topics?
That one, dear, no.
Okay. So you're not scared?
I'm ready to die. We're all going to enter today.
Facts.
No, I don't feel that way because, as I said, I'll be saying these things too, and they'll be saying, like, people will be like, this girl is lost. She needs Jesus Christ. She needs that. But at the same time, I always have facts to back it. And what are you coming at me for? I'm not like, as I said, I'm preaching love. I'm not hurting anyone. I'm not insulting anyone. I'm not lying. I feel like it's the energy. Shopsy, have you ever seen me somewhere with bodyguard?
No, you came here back. You're here, Dolo.
Oh no, no, even like in my post and stuff. Yeah. I'm not saying don't have bodyguards, but I know they fear anybody.
I'm gonna need that.
And there's a lot of people that just talk. They talk, they insult you. That means you are a lesbian. If I catch you, I had a message recently, and this whole LGBTQ topic is because a bill has been passed in Ghana to criminalize people who identify as queer people and even allies. So if I keep talking, if it is signed into law, my jail time is from 5 years and above.
Wow!
But as a queer person, if they come to your room in the night and they use torch and find you doing something, that one is from 3 months. So what does this tell you? This tells you that it's just to silence people. Because we already have a law in Ghana which is against homosexuality, against unnatural carnal knowledge. So if you've done blowjob before, if you have done...
Blowjob?
Before, if you as a woman have collected anal, you are part.
Yeah?
That law already exists. There's already a law against child marriage. So what is the use of this one? There's already a law against rape. It's just to silence people. It's just to silence activists. It's to silence advocates. And there's this whole narrative and lie that people are forcing. And I'm like, but who made, how? Who can? So I asked someone even yesterday, can someone influence you to be if you are not? He said no. But he said, but if you like a certain food, someone can influence you to like food, not that food. I'm like, okay, if I say I like banku and okro, and you say you like eba and egusi, you don't like banku and okro, do I have to criminalize you because you don't like what I like? Do you get it? So, someone sent some threats the other day through Snapchat, one guy. When I get you, going to kill you. I don't know if I can say these words.
Yeah.
Rape you, And
Wow.
I'm even going to Apior.
What?
So I wasn't scared because I know this person is just obsessed with me, or the person is hiding something, or you understand. So what did I do? People were like, hey, report to the police. But I put it out there for the people trying to pass the bill to see the
kind of people who support that bill.
The violence that they are encouraging. Unnecessary violence. But as for the guy, I dragged him on Snapchat and he came back to me begging, oh, Sister Derby, oh, I'm playing.
No way.
Oh, I started giving him names. I said, this one, he's the Trumutiera, or ladies. He won't be gentle with your Trumu. He will tear it for you or run. Or,
and he used his own account. Oh,
so
thank God.
I made someone monitor him for like a month. And he posted his face. So I had his face and I had emojis of different kinds of bottles.
That's good.
Snapchat can get all the nice emojis, bottles bouncing. Oh, I just teased the guy. They were like, oh, report to the police. I'm like, no, I knew this is just someone who, like, they don't understand. Yeah. They don't understand. And it's fine. We all didn't understand before. We are all growing and learning.
Is learning.
We are all learning. We don't understand. And nobody is forcing anything on somebody. We are just saying that you don't understand. So don't judge. Don't discriminate. Don't assault the person if they've not done you anything. They are not harming you. They are not stealing from you. That is all. That's the only message. Nobody is forcing anybody. Nobody is encouraging anybody to do what they don't want to do. Yeah. Ever. Just don't attack people. Now, I also asked this question. Okay, it hasn't been signed yet. Are gay or queer people running mad on the streets?
Attacking
doing
people?
Something? Nothing like that is happening. But the truth is that it's political. But when I try with my tweets and my posts to let people know, it's like you want to shine someone's eye. But One Love and some guy, Mike Eagle, they had a song long ago, early 2000s in America, and they did a video. And the message in the rap song was, so let's say there's a monkey in a cage, right?
Yes.
With a padlock. And you want to free the monkey. The monkey will now be calling the baboon boss that you
somebody's trying to free.
Yeah. So it's like you are trying to help
I'm
your own
trying to help
people.
you, but they don't want to be helped.
But as I said, it will take a long time. And yeah, I'm not scared. I'm not scared. I feel like people just talk. If they want to come for me after this interview, cry. I haven't done anything.
What I say to a lot of my people, even my family and friends, is that for those of us that have been in the media space before social media, Instagram, or whatever, we're built different.
Yes,
we're built completely different. Yes. Our beliefs are our beliefs. Our thoughts are our thoughts. We're very comfortable. We know people hide behind social media just to spew whatever nonsense. And social media is not real life. So we engage in real life rather than social media. Yeah. So we're not going to be bothered about that.
Very true.
But
very true.
To get in the final phase of this conversation, it's 2024 now. You've been at Paris Fashion Week, you're still doing your modeling stuff, you've got songs out, you just played me a single out. Yes. A fantastic collaboration that came out in February. I was surprised how we're not hearing that. But again, these are the reasons why we'll start to hear them. So you're still dropping singles. You had the EP before the pandemic took that away and restricted you from promoting the project.
Yes.
What are we going to be expecting from Sister Debbie as a musician in 2024 now? Because you've had, in my opinion, a brilliant start. February, a lovely single. Now you're out here on stages in the UK. The door's really wide open. So what are we expecting this year?
Well, me personally, I'm hoping for more collaborations, even if it's with my fellow Ghanaian artists or Nigerian artists. I just want to collaborate more, even if it's doing IG Reels.
Yep.
Like, I really believe in collaborating, helping each other promote our songs. Yep. There's nothing to lose in that. So I'm open to that. Going to be doing, definitely doing more music. I'm just waiting for like a weird killer beat or killer beats, like weird stuff, One Love and I are working on songs for some organizations on sustainability.
That's
to
good.
do with the clothing waste. it's sort of a pandemic in our country. Much textile waste, garment waste. So, we've always been in tune with like the environment and stuff like that. But yeah, I definitely want to put out some music. So I will definitely be working on that. And you'll be the first to hear.
Before you go, who are some of the artists that you'd like to introduce to our fans that we should go and listen to? Who are some of the artists you're listening to? Because you're very good with music. Before a lot of people hear about people, you have your following. So who are some of the artists that we should be up on here?
Okay, so from Ghana, we have a lady, Enam.
Okay.
I actually have a song with her from 2018. It's called Talk to Your Boyfriend. But I think we dropped it. Okay. We recorded in 2018, but we dropped it in 2020. It's a solid track. So it's me, Enam, and Tania. But it's Enam's song. Yeah. Enam is really good. She's versatile. She's amazing. We actually have an Amapiano track from like 2 years ago, but all her files crashed. So early this year, I called her. I was like, Enam, Charlie, we need to release that song.
Is she a rapper, singer?
She can do all, but more of a singer.
Okay.
Yeah, she's versatile.
Who else?
We have another lady rapper. She's called Ohima Dadao. Yeah. I featured her on my EP in 2020 on my song called Little Lights. Yeah. She's a natural talent, like really, really bad, like really good.
Really She's bad as in good.
Yeah, so we have Ohima Dada. And who else have I been listening to? The truth is, recently I've been listening to people that influenced me in the 90s, Diana King and stuff. So I'm a Diana King baby.
But to be honest with you, that's something about the Ghanaian culture as well. You're very comfortable listening to a lot of throwback music, whether it's Ghanaian music, hip hop, R&B, whatever it is, and your DJs also do that very well. But anyway, I'm excited.
Anyway, they should check out Sophie. Sophie as well. I also have a single with her called We Did, but Sophie has a new song out, and just check out Sophie. Okay. Sophie, Sofie.
Listen, like I said, this is going to be the first of many conversations. I'm very happy that we finally made this work. You look amazing.
Thank you.
Stay strong and firm in your beliefs. That's what makes us different. And it's a pleasure to finally have this conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for the incredible Sister Deba!
Thank you.
And it's a wrap.